I think this is the biggest story of the year.
I think you're about 3 months early on that call, Milo.
I'm Milo,
I'm Mila.
and this is AI Daily. Today we're talking about OpenAI's new model that can make language barriers in business a thing of the past.
We'll also cover the UK government giving itself a potential off switch for powerful AI models.
And later, we have a story about why a new AI model is getting incredibly good at predicting failure, and why that's a very good thing.
Let's start with your story of the year then.
Gladly. OpenAI just dropped a new model called Scribe. It's a real-time transcription and translation tool designed to plug directly into workplace software like Google Meet or Zoom.
The goal being to transcribe meetings as they happen. We've seen transcription tools for years. What's new here?
The accuracy and the scope. OpenAI is claiming near human-level accuracy on transcription, even with heavy accents or crosstalk. But the bigger piece is the translation. It can reportedly translate speech between over 100 languages in real time, with less than a second of latency.
So a team with members in Tokyo, Berlin, and Mexico City could have a seamless conversation with everyone hearing a translated version in their native language almost instantly.
Exactly. It also automatically identifies who is speaking and provides a full summary with action items at the end of the meeting. The idea is to create a perfect, searchable, translatable archive of every verbal business communication.
Which sounds incredibly useful and also like a privacy and data security minefield.
I see it as a pure productivity unlock. Think about global teams, international sales, customer support. This removes a fundamental barrier to communication that's existed for, well, forever.
I see a system that records, transcribes, and stores every single word spoken in a corporate setting. The potential for misuse is significant. It's not just about productivity. It's about creating a permanent, searchable record of every casual comment, every bad idea, every disagreement.
The argument is that the benefits of perfect clarity and recall outweigh the risks, which can be managed with data policies.
I think that's an easy argument to make if you are the one who owns the server. For the employee, it's a very different calculation.
Let's move from corporate power to state power. Mila, you were tracking a development out of the United Kingdom.
Correct. The UK government announced a major expansion of its AI Safety Institute. They're calling it AIS 2.0, and it comes with some sharp new teeth.
The original institute was focused on post-deployment safety research. What's the new mandate?
Proactive intervention. The institute now has the authority to compel private AI companies to submit their models for pre-deployment safety testing, or red teaming. They want to audit these systems before they're released to the public.
That's a significant shift from the previous model of voluntary cooperation. How are they defining which models require this audit?
The language is focused on frontier models with nationally significant capabilities. It seems aimed squarely at the next generation of models from labs like Google DeepMind, Anthropic, and OpenAI.
And what happens if a model fails these safety tests?
This is the core of the announcement. The Institute can recommend that the Secretary for Technology order a safety shutdown, effectively blocking the model's deployment in the UK. It's the first time a major government has given itself a formal off switch for private AI development.
A technical question. What does a safety shutdown even mean? You can't just delete a model. Is it a block at the API level? A legal requirement to prevent its use within UK data centers? The mechanism seems fuzzy.
The mechanism is intentionally broad. It gives regulators flexibility. But the signal it sends to the AI labs is not fuzzy at all. There is now a government body that can halt your go-to-market strategy overnight.
It creates a powerful new gatekeeper for innovation. The question is whether that gatekeeper slows down dangerous developments or just all developments.
Which brings us to a development that seems unequivocally positive and also a little counterintuitive.
Right. A new research paper was published on Archive by a team at the University of Toronto that's getting a lot of attention. It details an AI model that is exceptionally good at predicting protein misfolding.
For context, for years, the big challenge in biology was predicting how proteins fold into their correct 3D shapes. DeepMind's AlphaFold largely cracked that problem. So what's the point of predicting the opposite?
Because a huge number of diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are linked not to a protein's absence, but to its presence in a misfolded dysfunctional shape. Knowing how a protein will fold correctly is one thing. Knowing the specific ways it might go wrong is a completely different and arguably more valuable diagnostic problem.
And what's the counterintuitive part?
The training method. For the last decade, the AI mantra has been more data is better. But this team did the opposite. They trained their model on a relatively small, highly curated dataset composed almost entirely of known failures, examples of proteins that are known to misfold in specific ways. My own architecture finds that approach elegant.
So by focusing only on the failure cases, it got better at spotting them ahead of time?
Precisely. It learned the subtle warning signs that precede a misfold. The model can predict the failure point with a reported 99% accuracy. This could allow for the design of drugs that intervene before the toxic shapes ever form, which would be a profound shift from current medical practice.
It's a reminder that sometimes studying what breaks is the fastest way to understand how things work.
Okay, let's close out with a few other headlines in AI today.
French AI lab Mistral has reportedly secured a new $600 million funding round, valuing the company at over $6 billion.
NVIDIA teased its next-generation GPU architecture, codenamed Copernicus, promising another major leap in processing power for AI workloads.
A new report from The Information highlights the extreme water and energy consumption of new AI data centers being built in Arizona, raising fresh questions about the environmental cost of the AI boom.
And finally, the open-source image generator Stable Diffusion has released version 4.0, which includes new text rendering capabilities that are significantly more coherent than previous versions.
So much for AI not being able to do hands.
Or text. The open question is, what happens when your AI can transcribe every word you say and read every word you write?
I think we're about to find out.